Hello, Happy New Year. So I just I've done my exercise for the day. I do 8 mile walk. Try to do it at least 6 to 7 times a week. So I'm back. So I figure I would tell you about my movie experience yesterday at the movie Vice on New Year's Day. So I went out for New Year's with my 4 children. They took me out. They're so sweet. And they took me to my favorite restaurant on New Year's Eve. We had a fabulous dinner at Seasons 52. Highly recommend it if you have one in your area. It's one of my favorite restaurants. All healthy food and delicious too. We then went dancing and had a blast. Stayed up really late. I'm not used to that. And it was just an absolute pleasure spending time with my kids because the 3 of them out of my 4 are actually flying back to California in the next couple days, so I'm gonna miss them. But we had a blast, and then to kind of end our New Year's Eve or New Year's celebration, we ended up at the movie Vice yesterday. So that's actually what we wanted to see last week instead of Aquaman, if you remember. And wow, Christian Bale as Dick Cheney, like, it's mind blowing. That's definitely worth seeing, just that transition from him to Dick Cheney. But he was amazing. The acting there was amazing, and also Sam Rockwell as Bush. Like, that was kind of right on, both of them. So it was a very creative and cleverly done film. I liked it because it didn't follow a regular just storyline. It actually had some interjections with facts and like little, just like almost like memes, and they actually had some sidebars, and it just made you keep your attention on the movie. You had to keep it, your focus going with it, so you're following the story. And it also took you back, back in time, forward in time, so you had to really follow the movie, which I thought that was a great attention getter, just to keep you focused and concentrating on the movie. And after reflecting about it on the drive home, I really have to say I thought it was just clever. That's the best word to describe it, of the character they created to narrate the story, the movie. I can't even explain it because that'll be a spoiler, but that was just another piece of the movie that I thought just was really interesting, to bring that little piece into the movie, just another perspective. And it was interesting. Just, that's very interesting. But all in all, I didn't know a lot of this. They say it's based on the true story of, obviously, him in office and how he got there, and the things and decisions and choices he made that really affected, almost like a domino effect, of some pieces of our history. And it's kind of very thought-provoking, and it's kind of couple things I thought were kind of like disturbing, and it's just an interesting perspective. They took you obviously through part of the 9/11 ordeal and what happened with that and decisions he made with that. And I just thought that was it's just interesting how they showed what happened there with him in office. But I've also heard the engineers here in the U.S. Who believe that it wasn't the plane that knocked the building, collapsed the buildings, that it was actually some, I guess, something, bombs detonated underneath the building. So we have that kind of theory. So it was just interesting, just trying to put what you know and believe, well, what's going on there. It was just a very interesting, just very interesting facts and stories from that time he was in office that I didn't know a thing about. And I guess, like they say, the vice president, is kind of, quiet and off to the side, and you don't, hear much. But what he did, wow. He just kind of found his way, and I would say almost kind of maneuvered and manipulated his way into the White House. And that's basically the storyline. So, but it's very interesting, like I said, the way that it's done and the little things that they've done and the creative characters that they've created to take you through that journey. So I would rate it, I would say out of 10 stars, hold on one moment. I would say an 8, maybe an 8.5. I told you I'm a tough critic. Well, I'll tell you what, I'll be generous and give it an 8.5 because it was clever and creative, and the acting was, I felt the acting with, Christian Bale was pretty awesome. So yeah, I'll give it an 8.5 out of 10. So it's not one of those movies that, you can wait till it comes on the television. But this is, I think it's good. It's nice to see it on the big screen. And it's I think it's, it's a conversation starter. So, go with a couple people or someone else, because I was dying to talk and just kind of go over, did that really happen? Or do you believe that? And so it's definitely a conversation starter. So I do recommend Vice 8.5. So go see it and enjoy. And again, Happy New Year!